Okay, this is Social 119. So if you're supposed to be in 119, you're in the right place. If you're not, maybe you're in the right place too. So welcome to the first day of class of the semester. So it's another beginning. We always title all the classes. So the first one, it's hard to get really creative, but another beginning. For me, that is, bro, go in the second row. Just go around in the second row. Yeah, you're good. Or hop over. You can just hop over right there. It's 82. This is my 82nd semester of teaching, man. 82. Imagine that. Like, God. Whew. So, a lot of beginnings. So, listen, first things first. You can put your laptops away. So, we definitely never have laptops open. So, we can negotiate other. We'll talk about that in a second. But you don't have to take notes in here. So, there's no notes, man. Not only do you not have to take notes, but there's no reason to have your laptop open. So, awesome. Life just keeps getting better. All right, man. Izzy, we'll go. All right, so listen, hey, you can just, there's seats over here. You have to just come down the front. Like, don't be shy. Dude, there's a seat right there. There's seats there. Seats on the other side. So, bro, right through here. Second row, man. Yeah. So, that's what I look like when the first semester I taught Social 19. So, it's very different than I am now, bro. A lot more hair back then. I had brown hair, and I don't wear big dangling piece earrings either. But yeah, very different. So I've been doing this class for a long time. A lot of things have changed, and a lot of things have not changed. It's a really fascinating experience. As with many things that happen in life, it's something that I kind of backed into. I grew up in Ohio, in Toledo, Ohio, and then through a serendipitous series of events, I was living in South America doing research, and my wife came here for her PhD. We weren't married at the time, just living in sin, as they say. And then I came here because I didn't have anywhere else to go and wanted to be with her, and then just started teaching one class at a time. And the second year I was here, the social department said, hey, we've got this Social 19 class that you can teach. And they didn't know if they had really anything else for me to teach, so I said, all right, I'll do it. I didn't really want to do it at the time because teaching a race class, if you think race, if you feel some kind of way about race issues today, like maybe they're a little bit contentious or something, they were a lot more contentious back then. And, it's like, I don't want to go in a classroom and deal with tension, you know what I mean? But it's also really fascinating, and I had a lot of experience with a lot of different things. So anyway, at the end of the first semester, actually at the end of the first week, it was really cool. It was just engaging, and I had taught a lot about race and culture and ethnicity and so on, but that was the first time I was in it, man, up to my neck, and really, really enjoyed it. So really enjoyed this class. Things have changed a lot since then for me and the way I teach and the way I think about things, but mostly my pedagogy and the style of teaching. So it's much more interesting now, today, much more interesting to teach now. So in any case, I didn't intend to stay in State College or stay at Penn State, but life just has a way of making decisions for us. As you will find out when you get to be my age, you can look back. And so it's cool. It was good. It's good. And so here I am, and I'm still here until I'm not here. And whenever that might be. All right. So let's go to the next slide. So that's also me. I always show this photo every semester along with that quote. But what's important about that photo is like three things really stand out. First, that's my dad. So he was 56 when I was born, and he died when I was 9. And I'm dressed in pink. So especially back then, people didn't dress boys in pink. And that's my doll. And I had a doll. And I had other dolls, but, that was my doll. And the point being, my parents, who both were older, my mom was 45 when she had me. They were outside the box, and they allowed me to be outside the box. Like, I've always been very much unconventional in my way of living in the world. Not totally not way off the hook, but just, I don't know, pink and dolls. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome. So just being able to, just not the fish, all the fish are swimming upstream this way. And a lot of us have the idea that we're really unique and we're not like everybody else, and, we're so different. But mostly, in most everything we do, we're just like everybody around us, or mostly like everyone around us. I mean, that's just how life is, because we get socialized to be like that. But I do have a side of me from a very young age where I was taught that it's really okay to swim upstream. So you want to play with dolls, play with dolls. That's cool. Good for you. But, hey, as it turns out, I was, also a jock, and, really a lot of, and a burnout. Yeah, I was that too. But what's particularly important for you and to understand me and how I think about pedagogy is that my father, and less so my mother, but my father was really into science and education. So all about math, and I had a chemistry set when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and all sorts of stuff, man. But when he died, there was nobody around. My mom was working, there was nobody around, no one really telling me, hey, you got to study really hard, and school's really important to you. So school became pretty quickly not important to me. And in fact, I generally found school to be really pretty boring and less interesting than what I could learn on my own. And I was an avid reader. I loved to read. I'd go to the library and I'd get a stack of books and I'd come home and I'd read them. But for school, I didn't ever, I don't remember ever even looking at my grades. They didn't mean anything. It was irrelevant. And I just didn't care. And my mom, I don't ever remember her looking at my grades, like at the end of the semester. And if she did, she didn't say anything. If I got a C, that was all right. C's earned degrees, so it's all good. So it wasn't like you have to do harder and you have to study and you have to get better. None of that. And so I would go to school and then I'd go to class and I'd sit in the back of the room and I'd read my books and completely uninterested in class. And because it mostly there was nothing happening that captured me, and I suppose maybe there was, but it didn't strike me. But the books I would read, I'd keep them on my lap. I'd be like I'd be sitting down like this, right, at a desk, and I would just look up once in a while, but I'd be holding my book like that. And that's how, or I'd skip class and I'd go down to the library, that kind of thing, right? I had a fake ID when I was 15, so I just did whatever I wanted to do, right? But I was really responsible. So my mom I knew, so my mom just kind of kept things in line. But in any case, I wasn't a serious student, and except that I was on my own terms. And that quote is a really nice quote for me because I really feel that tremendously. Like school, like learning is, hey, there are seats, there are all sorts of seats down in the front and on the side, so grab a seat. But dude, learning is, man, dude, like, learning is so amazing. You know, like, we think about just the cosmos, right? Billions upon trillions of stars and planets in the cosmos and in the universe, right? Hold that. Think about like all the grains of sand on all the beaches and the oceans and the deserts. There's more stars and planets than all those grains of sand. I mean, like you can't hold that. It's like trying to hold the concept of a God, like a God that created everything, or this got created without a God, or who created God, or whatever these big questions are. And it's like, in a single atom, in my body could be an entire universe. You know what I mean? Like when you think about stuff like that, it's like learning is so cool. So why is school such a shitty experience for most of us, most of the time? And why would you come into this class and you get your laptop out, and you get ready to start taking notes, and we have PowerPoint slides, and I put some graphs up there, and I put things up, and you copy them down, and then you take them in a few weeks, you memorize a whole bunch of stuff, you cram your head, and then as soon as the exam is over, you empty your brain, and then you start over again. I mean, the fuck, you're learning nothing. You've learned nothing. None of it matters. It's completely irrelevant. And this is your life. And the moments pass away. And before you know it, you're my age, getting ready to die. And then death comes, and you go through the white light, and you're like, what the fuck? What was that all about? You know what I mean? And all you can think about as you go through the white light is all the wasted time in school. And how you turn against learning. Because school, formal education, can be just so brutal, and you do it because you want the grades, and you want to get a job, and a whole nonsense, and yet we miss the most important, amazing, beautiful thing, which is learn on our own terms, right? So what I try to do in this class is set up an environment in which we learn. And I'm just going to you're going to do it. I'm going to set it up, but you all are going to do it. And so, we're all in this together. You will not take notes. Nothing that happens in here do you have to remember. So when you walk through those doors and you hear the music playing and you take a seat, relax. Just relax and be prepared to just let your mind wander. Just let your mind wander and see what new ideas get sparked. And that's it. And if you're a thinker, if you like sparking ideas, then it's going to be a really great experience. But if you just, some of you probably you really, really, really don't want to be here. You're only in college because you just feel like you have to be, or whatever it is, right? Or maybe you just in the end decide you don't like this class, which is fine. This class isn't for everybody. Whatever it is, maybe you decide that, and that's all right, good enough. But again, maybe you're busy. You got a lot of stuff going on at home. Maybe you have health issues. Maybe you have a parent who's dying, or a grandparent, or your beloved pet. It's like, man, or you're dealing with depression, or all sorts of stuff. It's like, look, man, just stick it out, right? Stick it out as best you can and see what happens, okay? How about that? Oh, oh my God. M- Mr. Moore. Better yet, Cora. Come on, Cora. Dude. Yeah. All right. Dude, hey, is this yours? That's yours. All right. All right. So listen. What are they going to say? Kind of right there, Mr. Moore. What's up, Cora? What's up? Dude, what are they clapping for? Yeah. All right. Oh, man, I can imagine. Well, it's good. You look good, looking good, my friend. Wait, did you get a shot of him? Get a shot of his shoes, by the way. Put her shoes up. Yeah, look at that. Damn. Wait, hang on a second. My shoes are pretty damn cool too.
Oh, they are.
All right. All right.
Getting better.
I am getting better. All right. So anyway, that's how we're gonna rock. You'll find out who this guy is soon enough. Yeah, that's where we're at. Okay. So I'll say more about how the classes run in a few minutes, but let's do this. Wait, is there anything else I have to say about the class? Okay. Grades. I get here's the way grades work in this class. First off, the grading scale is pretty narrow. Like, you use 180 points, and if you miss 11 of them or 10 of them, I think it is, you're already in an A minus. So it's like 95% and above is an A, and then you go to A minus and all sorts of stuff, right? Nonetheless, 55% of you will get A's. Another 10% will get A minuses, and most of you are going to do fine. Most of you, okay? You're two-thirds of you will get B pluses or above, right? And the reason for that is because we do contract grading in here, because I so despise grades. So the contract grading means that, if you decide this is what you really want the grade you want, then you just add up your points and you make sure you get the points, and then you're good to go. All right? The exams are really very straightforward. You study for them, you're going to get a good grade. That's how it is. Everything else, attendance, you just do it. All you got to do is do it, and then you get the points and you get the grade. So you don't have to worry about grades. If you're concerned about it and you're like, I got to get an A in this class, you'll probably get an A. Okay? Actually, I don't know. Julie, I don't know is Julie in my ear? Is she in your ear? I don't remember. Julie, send Jeff a text. What was the percentage of people that got A's last semester? Not A minuses. All right, so keep that in mind, all right? Which is kind of cool, right? You got a class, you come in, you don't have to worry about it. You really know how you're going to do, and it's good for me because I don't like to think about. All right, next slide. Okay, you really do have to read the syllabus, though. It's important. Well, you just have to have access to it. It's about 14 or 15 pages or something. So just know that just make sure you understand what you have to do. And then you take a syllabus quiz. And that's your first 10 points. But the syllabus quiz, most of the questions are just to ensure that you know exactly what you need to know so that you will make sure that you get the grade that you want. And it's all good. Okay? So that's that. So you got to read the syllabus. People will be like, hey, we don't read syllabi. Who reads syllabi? One of you. Life, can I just say something? Life is it's awesome, man. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Read the syllabus. All right, next slide. Attendance. So this is key. Attendance, you come to class. It's an assignment. So if you don't attend, there are points. Of the 180 points in this class, 3 of them are assigned for every single class. So if you're not here in class, there's no way you're going to get the points unless you do what you need to do to get the points. So you don't ever have to send a note in, a doctor's note, let us know. I mean, if you're in the hospital or something, we want to know because like, yo, what's up? What's going on? Or if you have something really big going on, you want to let us know. Yeah, it's not, but you got to do something, you know, there's no excuses. So the way we do attendance is, and we'll practice this, we'll do this at the next class on Thursday. We take a quick quiz on Canvas, and then you just populate Canvas and you get your points. All right, we take one in the beginning of class and one at the end of class. And if you don't do that quiz, then you submit this video assignment. You watch the video of the class and then you submit a video assignment in order to get those points. Okay? So, it's much better to come to class. Trust me. Like it's easier, it's less onerous, it's less work. It's like the video assignment, it's not a ton of work, but you got to watch the class and then you got to submit a video. And like, I don't know. It's much easier to come here. All right? Are we good? Got that? So remember, attendance is an assignment. Got it? That's the key. They're points. You have to get the points. All right.
You know that meme of the math equations happening? No, you don't know those. That's what Julie was just doing for the past 30 seconds. 61% of the students last semester got an A or an A minus.
61%?
And 34% got a B, B plus, or B minus. So do that math majors.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. All right, there you go. See that? You got to love it. Can you not love that? That's like, oh my God. And Irvin, who just walked in, will have the high grade in the class. I guarantee you will have 182 points. You will be the only one. All right, hang on. Let's go. Next thing. All right, laptops. Here's the deal. You can do whatever you want to do on your laptop, but once we start class, just put it away. Like you can't have a laptop open ever. That's the nature of it. Like you just don't. Okay, it's how it works. Phones. Here's the deal. We'll talk about this more. I don't want phones. Like don't have your phones up. I recognize that phones, these things. Can I touch your phone, bro? They're like, it's like an addiction. You know, it's sitting there and you got to just keep picking it up, or maybe you want to text somebody because whatever it is. Yeah, that's okay. But we're gonna come up with some way to deal with this together. All right. I'm not gonna really get into it now, but we're gonna come up with some way to figure out how to keep you off your phones and sleeping. Same thing. If you're in the front section, Guy right here is going to wake you up. You can't sleep if you're in the front section because it's just not good from looking through this lens. Okay, so yeah, don't sleep. Come on, it's 3 p.m. You're young. Like, come on, what's going on? Unless you've been partying all night, there's no excuse for sleeping at this hour. All right, we'll come back to the phones thing. All right. So speaking of the cameras, so we live stream the class. So we record the class, we live stream the class, okay? That's where it's at on YouTube. You can also go to social19.org/live and find all of the streams, and you can find the all of the information about where to get the videos, and if you miss class, because you're going to watch, you need to watch a video to find out what happened in class that you missed out on. Okay, so but we are streaming. Okay, the reason we started to stream was, we started making videos about 14 or 15 years ago, actually, because we did an online version of the class. And instead of just standing behind a podium and speaking into a camera or something, we decided, hey, what would be really cool is to put a few cameras in the classroom and just cut the footage up, and then students who take the online version of Sociology 118 can just watch the class as though they were sitting in the room. And so we did that. And we were making new videos for the second version, just to replace some of the older videos. And so it was about 8 years ago, maybe 10, at some point in time, we hit the go live button. We were working on YouTube, and someone hit the go live button, and we just went live. And people were watching, and they were mostly former students, and they said, hey, do that again. So we just started doing that on a regular basis, and then we started updating the online version of the class every year, because we want it to be really current, and we don't want it to be old. And then we were streaming, and then more people were watching, and then and people really enjoyed it. And so it just seemed like it was good. It was good for me because it keeps me really honest. I can't just say a bunch of nonsense in here because people remind me. They remind me even when I think I'm not saying nonsense, but they think they are. They think I am. So, but it's good for me. It keeps everything really on the up and up. It means that we had to change the style of teaching, because nobody watches the stream to listen to me. They watch the stream to listen to you. So what it meant was that the style of teaching had to be to build the class around volunteers. So you volunteer to come up to the front, and we engage in different ways. We talk about topics, and so that has just completely revamped the pedagogy of Social 119. And it's really good for me, because after 41 years, I'm really tired of listening to myself. And it's much more interesting to listen to you all. And so, and that's why people are watching, right? In fact, next slide. There are only 7 countries, probably 6 even, because one of the countries is North Korea, but I know North Koreans have watched the class. There are only people in just 7 or, again, 6 countries that don't watch or haven't watched Social 19. And what I think is, go to the next slide. And what's really, really important is that they like hearing from you all. And, there are people in here from all over the world. And so that's really fascinating for lots of folks. And our like rate is, basically 94%, which means that when people did the like or dislike button on the videos that we have, that 94% of the time they hit like instead of dislike. And so not everybody hits the like or dislike button, but given what the issues that we're talking about, and giving what you all are talking, but us, what we're talking about, a 94% like ratio, because we touch on all the heated topics, as you can imagine. A 94% like ratio is pretty good. Jeff, you would say? It's yeah. It's really good. Which says something to you all, right? And because what people have this idea that you all, dude, adults, do I have to tell you that a lot of adults, I don't know if it's the majority, but it is the majority, but for your sake, I'll tell you, maybe it's not. But they have really low opinions of you all, man. American college students, people have such low opinions of you. I mean, I don't know it could hardly get any lower. God, just the negativity that comes at you all that I hear, it's like, holy smokes. So what happens is people watch these videos and they watch you all being really thoughtful and smart and interesting, but mostly thoughtful. And then people are really surprised. And then they keep tuning in and watching videos because they're like, I can't believe students aren't as stupid and ignorant as I thought they were, right? Which is really pretty bad. It says something about this world in which we live, but it's people on the outside looking in, as we so often are, and social media doesn't help that. So anyway, that's a cool thing. All right, so here, here just a couple quotes. These are letters. I get emails from people. We get emails from people just really every day. And this is one I got just last week, I think, which is kind of cool. A lot of people who are, in particular, conservative, they conservatives really enjoy the class, conservative adults, because they, in particular, are really thinking that y'all are a bunch of liberal snowflakes, and. No, hang on. Did I say a bunch of liberal snowflakes? A bunch of damn liberal snowflakes, all right? So, so it's cool. Like, they find out that you're not, and that's pretty cool. Go to the next one. This is cool. This guy, kind of cool, from, people. I just pulled these just happened to come in, so they're all men. The class, I don't know, it's like 70% of the people who watch the videos are men. I don't know what that says, but... I don't know what it says, but that's pretty cool. Respect from the North. And then the following, this guy from Australia, mate. You got the cheers, mate. So that's pretty. You want to be called a mate, I was on the subway, the tube in London on New Year's Eve a number of years ago, not too long ago, and some guy called me a squire. Hey, squire. And I thought, man, I had arrived somewhere, man. I was called a squire. So, but that's pretty cool. And so you and your team have done a terrific job. And all we do here is just have conversations. Okay? So, go to the next slide. So here, let me say this. Here's the thing about the videos that we do. The worst thing that can happen for us is for us to put out a video and have you be seen have someone who's volunteering be seen in a negative light, okay? That's the worst possible thing, because it just shows, it just says something really bad, and we're not doing that. There's no gotcha stuff. Nothing happens that we're like, hey, let's expose the homophobes or the racists or the uber nationalists, or let's expose. Show the ways in which somebody's really not very smart or something. We don't none of that, bro. Like that's the worst thing that we can do, because it's bad. It's bad for me. It's bad for you. When that happens, it doesn't happen, but then you're not going to want to volunteer. And like I don't want it. That's not why I do it. I have like really. Yeah, so that's not what these case studies are about. So what we do is, the case study is, we come up with a concept or an idea to say, hey, let's have a conversation about this particular thing in class. And then, you all volunteer, and we pick out volunteers, and so, you come to the front of that particular class, we let you know on the day, sometimes the day before, but rarely do we figure it out the day before. And then we let you know, hey, can you volunteer? And then we're not going to tell you the topic. It's rare that we'll tell you the topic of what you're going to volunteer about. And so, but for whatever reason, we'll have the idea that you'll be a good fit with this particular topic. Maybe we'll just grab you because, we just landed on your name and there you are and we invite you up, okay? But you're not going to know what the topic is. So that's not it. But unless there's something, if you identify as queer something and you're, when you volunteer, if you're like, yeah, I'm queer or whatever, we're going to assume that you're out. But if we're going to do something on queer issues or like LGBT issues, we'd still text you and be like, hey, you're out, right? Just to make sure, that kind of thing. But otherwise, yeah, no, we're all good. We'll let you know and you volunteer and it's good, right? Now, we edit the videos. Hey, Jeff, can you say something about what you're doing when you're editing the videos? By the way, can you get
Yeah, so each class is kind of divided into different segments. These segments are mostly the different case studies or maybe different parts of a conversation you might be having. So for instance, maybe we're talking about different ways in which race impacts somebody's life. And so we have one group of students, we'll have a second group, and maybe we'll even have a third group. Each one of those will be taken into a highlight video, we call them, or a reflection video. And then those will be uploaded. And for the most part, I don't take out anything that you say, unless if you say something that you later regret and you ask us to take it out, or if you sometimes Sam will start a sentence and then he'll stop halfway through and then say something else. I'll take that part out. But for the most part, what you say is what will go up on the videos.
But if you edit, though, by the way, Jeff, he's here today. He's here once in a while, but Jeff lives in, what's the name of your little podunk town?
I was going to say something, but I shouldn't say that. I live near Lancaster.
Lancaster.
You know that I'm from there because I said it correctly.
Yeah, Lancaster.
Not like that.
So he, Jeff was in the class 10 years ago, and then is hired on and does all the editing for us, right? So it leads the editing. But Mirette is here. She's doing editing, making shorts. I don't know if she's in the back still, but Mirette, are you here? Is she still here? Anyway, really trying to put thoughtful videos out, okay? It's cool because we have the idea that they spark conversations and they spark people's interest in these issues. And that's what we want. Like, that's what it's all about. That's what it is, right? We're promoting global education. And people really are, it's cool. It's really awesome. Right? And this is you. Like, you all will do it. And some of you will be in videos that get hundreds of views and others thousands and sometimes 10,000 or 100,000, sometimes a million views. Our biggest video has 28 million views. That's because it went viral in China. And, there's a lot of people in China, man. So, but we have others. Lots of, okay. Is that cool? But I don't track any of that. That's not what I do. Jeff tracks it. It doesn't matter to me if we get 10 views or 10,000. It's irrelevant to me. That's not why I do this. I do this because I'm a teacher. All right. So, with that in mind, can we go to the next? By the way, I rarely will do this, but I'm going to do this right now. Just because I might as well, I have an idea for a class, and only about 15 of you have applied to volunteer thus far. So is there I'm thinking 4 people, 2 people who are in a mixed race, not with each other, but could be with each other, I don't know, a mixed race relationship. This is an example of a thing, and you'll see what we're going to do next class. But if you're interested in volunteering, right, 2 people who are inviting, who are in a mixed race relationship, but preferably, not a lot of multicultural experience. You know what I mean? It's like you didn't, that you're just suddenly in this. It's like maybe for the first time even. And then a couple people who have parents who are in a mixed race marriage that you could talk about. Not details of your parents' marriage, but we're going to have a conversation. So, anybody? Dude, you mixed race relationship or parents? Relationship? All right, man. Dude, you're on, dog. Anybody else? So parents or parents? Yeah? All right. Dude. This is Guy, by the way, man. He's the guy in the blue right there. How about somebody else? So we have one relationship, one dude. Relationship? Parents? Okay. Somebody else. Relationship? Mixed race relationship? Dude, awesome. Okay, that's 4 people. We have two parents, right? 2 parents, 2 people. 2 more people, one of each. Dude, look up there. Relationship or parents? Hey, dude, looking at you. I'm like, yeah. All right. And who else? Who else had their hand up? Parents? All right. Dude, awesome. All right. Just see me right after class, okay? I'll tell you what we're going to do. And then it's cool. But, you're going to see that it's like we don't, and anybody else who didn't raise your hand and you're thinking, like, yeah, okay, this would be kind of cool for me. Especially relationship, because we really want to kind of get the right folks. And ideally, you haven't been in a lot of mixed race relationships, okay? So, bro, wait, hang on. Can I have a mic? Thanks, man. Are you curious about what we're gonna do next class?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
Do you feel nervous? Do you like, oh my God?
I'm not nervous, no.
Not nervous,
Not
but are you
nervous.
thinking like, oh, okay, what's this gonna be kind of thing? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
At first, when I saw mixed race relationship, I thought you were going to get like 2 people of different races and like fake date them.
Oh, fake date them?
Yeah, I thought you were going to like set them up.
You know
But-
what? I've long had the idea that this class, if we wanted to move race relations forward in a positive way, one of the coolest things we could do is just set up a dating app in here so that people date other people outside of their country and outside of their race and outside of their gender or whatever it is, Like a straight person go on a date with someone who's gay, you know what I mean? Like whatever. Why not? Figure it out. You know what I mean? No, the issue is you learn a lot, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah. So anyway. Do you have anything to add, bro? All right. Okay. So we rarely will do that kind of thing. All right. So let's do, all right, you go to the next. Okay. So now we're going to do this because we don't have volunteers. So 6 volunteers, all right? So here's what first 2 people who we're looking for. Someone who's really, really multicultural, cosmopolitan. Man, you've been around the world. You're one of those people. You're like, yeah, I got this down. Dude, is that you? How many countries?
About 20.
Wait. How many? 20 countries?
Yeah, about 20.
How many
25.
languages do you speak?
I speak 5 languages.
5 languages?
Yeah.
All right, bro, you're on, man. You ready? Okay, you can hop up to the front. Okay, and somebody from PA. Somebody no, hang on. You got to be from PA. You've never left PA. Maybe you've gone to Cancun, but you pronounce it Cancun, and yeah, that kind of thing. It's like, Wait. Hey, Jeff. Yeah. Yeah. I wear. Okay, so I wear an earpiece because people on the team. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, all right. Okay, so someone who's really from PA, ideally even rural PA, definitely rural, like not the city. Like you really don't have very much experience at all around the world. Is that you, bro? Yeah. Oh, okay, you're on, man. All right, awesome. Which is, yeah, come on up. Okay, Guy, can you take them outside? We'll introduce you when you're done. So yeah, go through the back. Yeah. All right. So now here's what we need. Here's what we look for. Someone who's either Chinese or Korean. It doesn't matter. But somebody from China or Korea. In fact, you were there over the break kind of thing. Is that you? You're on? Okay. And then someone who's wait, are you Chinese or Korean? Korean. And then someone who's either Korean or Chinese American. They won't. Korean or Chinese American. Like you're like fully. Okay, you can come down. Yeah. You born in the U.S.? Like you're fully Americanized? Yeah. Okay. Well, hang on. Is there? Okay. All right. Come on. Yeah. Dude, I love it. Okay, you can go down the front. Okay, and then someone who's we can do either two people who are either like Arab, like Khaliji, but we need someone who's American, like really Americanized, or someone who's Indian. We could do India. There are a lot of Indians in here, I'm sure. But who's like Indian American? Who's any Indian American? Dude, you're Indian American? Wait, you're Indian American? Hang on, but you're Indian American? 100%? Okay, 100%? Half? No. Dude, you're 100%, right? All right, you're on, dude. And then someone from India. Like, who's... Bro. Okay, come on. Were you there over the break? No, keep your jacket on. No, keep your jacket on. Oh, I don't know, dude. All right, come on. All right, so here's the deal. You guys, why don't you sit next to him, and you two sit next to each other. So. You guys want to share a mic? Okay, Key. We can bring folks out. By the way, this is slow. Like, so we're doing a case study here, right? This is slow. Like, it doesn't take this long to set it up, but it's the first day, and we're just kind of getting a feel for things. And wait. Can you wait, Guy? Yo, hang on. Wait, give me 1 second, all right? Sorry. Can you kick the mic on? Just introduce yourself to the class.
Hey guys, my name is Parth Batra. I'm an Indian. So yeah, there's nothing much I have to talk about for myself, but I'm mostly into fashion, so you don't meet much guys in that. I think I'm Hindu, so yeah, you will get to know much about me for religion, and I don't know what else to say about myself.
Dude, you said it all right there, man. That's awesome. Okay. Nice watch, by the way. All right. Here, you guys, the two of you share this mic, yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Srijan Sharma, and I'm Indian American. I'm born here in Pennsylvania.
Where were you born?
In Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Allentown.
Yes.
Right. Where are your parents from?
My parents from India.
I know, what part?
They're both from Bihar. It's a state in northern India.
All right. Okay. Cool. Dude, and you got a tiny little bit of fashion thing going. Not a lot. I mean, you're for a guy. Wait, hang on. You're the expert here. What do you think?
He looks pretty solid.
Should he take his jacket off? You think like? Let me see.
You can go with that.
Maybe you should take your jacket off. You'll like.
Yeah, I like your sneakers too.
Yeah, take your jacket off. We gotta. Yeah, the jacket kind of throws it off a little bit. Pull it, maybe, dude. Pull the chain out. Yeah. Are we? Do we got him? We got him down.
We got him.
All right, I think that's there. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
My name's Lucas Shang. I'm from South Philly, like born and raised my whole life. Big sports fan. Yeah. If you couldn't tell, I had a pretty thick South Philly accent. So.
Wait, and what's your ancestry again?
My parents are Chinese Cambodian.
They're Chinese. Wait, hang on. Give them the mic again. Where are they from in China?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. All right. Hey, by the way. Okay. All right. Cool. Hong Kong. Wait. Do you speak? Yeah. Wow. All right. Are you a disappointment to your parents, or is that what they wanted?
So the reason I don't speak any other language.
Wait, hang on. Give them the mic again. Yeah.
So my parents are like first generation immigrants.
Yeah.
And when they immigrated, they got made fun of pretty heavily for their accents. They spoke English.
But they speak Cantonese, right?
My dad speaks Mandarin,
He speaks Mandarin. Okay.
and my mom was like 7 or 8 when she immigrated.
Yeah.
So like all like whatever language she spoke, that's gone.
Yeah.
Like, just
okay.
sounds like the average person from South Philly
Alright.
now. But yeah. So they didn't want me like growing up and having an accent and stuff, which I guess like kind of backfired.
But now you got like the
now I
the
sound
Philly
like a scumbag.
accent, man.
So,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, they had no idea. You had the worst kind of accent in the United States. Sorry, Philly people, but like, come on, man. I'm from Ohio. You know what I mean? Like we hear Philly people, and we're just like, dude, get some whatever.
Like,
You're
I still say
good.
water.
You don't have a Philly accent, my friend. All right, now you're good, dude. I love your accent. All right.
My preferred name is Victoria. My Korean name is Heeju Im. I'm from Incheon, South Korea.
Mm-hmm. And you're. All right, I'm looking. All right.
Come on.
What year are you here at Penn State?
I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman? Oh, okay, awesome. This is gonna be good. So what? All right. So all right, Guy, let's go. What do you think of his style? He's kind of got a style going.
I just went to the gym before.
Dude, you're actually. I'm pretty impressed, actually. You guys. All right, so listen. All right. Okay. There you go. All right, so listen, man. You don't talk. All right. So go introduce yourselves. All right. No, that's good. Yeah. Did you give him any style tips or anything, bro? All right. Anyway,
I didn't expect to be coming up here.
No, you're good. All right. What's your name?
My name's AJ.
AJ. And where are you from in Pennsylvania?
I'm from a town called DuBois, Pennsylvania.
Du Bois.
Hour west of here, yeah.
Du
No,
Bois.
Du Bois? Yeah.
I know, dude. I spent like a year there for like one day. It felt like a year, but it was
Yeah, I bet
one
it
day.
did. I bet it did.
All right. Okay. It's awesome. All right. And Mr. 5 languages. Wait, what's your name again? AJ. Guy, I need name tags for these guys. I'll never remember. All right.
My name is Tej. I'm from Chennai, India.
Wait, what is it?
It's like, think of it like pages in a book with the T. Tej.
Tage.
Yes.
Tage.
Close enough, yeah.
Wait, is that shortened for something?
No, it's just Tej.
Tage?
Yeah.
But not within that, not stage. Tage.
No, Tej. Yeah, Tej.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Okay, thus far you are the first and only. All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. And okay, so you're born where?
I was born in a city called Chennai. It's in the south of
Chennai.
India.
Okay, got
Yeah.
you. All right. And you've traveled about, what languages do you speak?
Fluently, I speak English, Hindi, Gujarati, and Tamil. I had to learn French in high school, and I also learned German and Russian as well.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Bro, how many languages do you speak, by the way, in Du Bois? You speak Du Boisese, right? Okay, that's cool. So here's what the two of you have to do. So you've got these two lovely human beings right here, and these two lovely human beings right here. And one of each set is international, born and raised, lives internationally, just showed up here on our borders, and the other one is fully American. And you're going to have this little competition to decide which one is which.
So basically, who can be the
No, you got yeah.
So basically, who can be the more racist accurately?
No. Oh my God. See, this is it. That's the whole purpose of this class, is to decide which of these. Well, we know who's more racist. It's the white guy. Dude, because you're white and you're from Du Bois.
On top.
And like, if you know anything about Du Bois, like, your grandparents are in the Klan and the whole thing. Yeah, okay, you got that. So watch out for this guy here.
Sure.
Okay, no. See, here's what we're going to learn. Part of what this class we're doing up here, what we do up here, is to point out, talk about things that we all talk about and we have conversations about. So, I look at people all the time. I'd look at them and say, wait, hang on. Like, are you from East Asia? It's going to be China or Korea or what? Well, I don't want to go too far. But are you American, or are you born abroad? Like, these are the questions. Like, we have these kind of questions all the time, and it's really interesting, right? And there's nothing wrong with asking these questions, and there's nothing wrong with having these conversations. But what we learn is that if we pick out differences, if we pick out anything that really stands out about folks and we talk about it, it might signal in some way that we're racist or we're insensitive or something is going on with us and that we're not supposed to talk about it. But in this class, we are supposed to talk about it because that's what we do. And we have these kinds of conversations because they're really interesting. No, what I want to see is which one of you, or maybe both of you, can pick out who is the American and who is the internet, the foreigner. But in Du Bois, they'd say foreigner, right? So, yeah.
Are we allowed to confer on that?
No, you want to do it on your own because we want to be like, who's American, who's international, and then you just want to be like. First off, the question should be like, take a look at them, and what are you looking at? What do you think you're looking at? So, but you really look everything. Like, you have another question?
Yes.
Wait, hang.
Just out of the four of them, we're just picking out who's.
The two of them, yeah, but it's going to be of these two, which one is American and which one is born and raised abroad and just showed up here, because they heard that we had a new president and they want to see what that was all about. And really, that guy? All right. So and then the other two. Okay. So you can look.
Yeah.
No, you gotta look at them. You gotta the whole thing. You can really look.
Yeah.
too.
So
you can even. Yeah. Well, the faces won't help.
like in general, I think like the foreign people come over from like other countries. They're usually like dressed really well.
Dude, well, you're laughing at that. And that is that.
Yeah. I mean, he's just. Look at me.
Look at, no, dude, you look. Actually, hang on a second. This guy. How's he look? He's like cool, right? That's pretty cool. Well, the shoes though, dude. But all right, okay, go ahead. What else are you looking at? They're dressed better.
I mean, yeah, they're all dressed pretty good though, so I don't. Didn't really give me
that's
much.
why they threw it off here.
Yeah.
We didn't give you that one.
I think the biggest giveaway might be like the accent if they talked.
Yeah, they're not gonna talk.
I figured. Okay.
So they dress, but okay. So go ahead. What about their dress? What are you gonna look for?
I mean. Like the crew necks, that's like it gives style, like the style there.
What about this dude? Is he styling?
I mean, listen, he's got similar shoes to me, so apparently no, but.
Right. Wait, how about her?
She's dressed very well. The sweater, I like that.
But it's not just a sweater, dude.
It's not just a sweater?
Well, I don't know. It is, but all right. How about the dude in green? What do you see with him?
Yeah, this was the first one I noticed right away. Well dressed. He got the nice shoes, clean shoes, like the chain. Just like clearly cares how he looks good, you know.
Yeah. See that? I hooked you up there, bro. All right. Okay. Okay. How about you, bro? What are you looking at? Mr. Cosmopolitan here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just as a clarification, has anybody got cancelled off of this?
No. Yeah, me. I have.
Oh, sorry.
Guy was canceled one time, but no,
Okay.
dude. Listen, no, seriously. I'm really glad that you're raising this. There's honestly, trust me, there's nothing wrong with having just picking out which one you think is American and which one you think is
So
international.
am I supposed to like voice out my thought process about what I'm thinking?
No, you should look at. No, we want to hear what you're thinking. Like,
Yeah.
what are you looking for?
Okay. So
Yeah.
straight out of the two things that I mean, I'm Indian, so naturally I gravitate towards the right-hand side of the table. So the first thing that caught me out was his earrings and his shoes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What about the earrings? You just have one, bro? Okay.
Yeah.
What's that tell you? Oh, he's American.
But his shoes say he's from India.
What about that New York hat, though?
Yeah, I mean, I wear a BMW hoodie.
Yeah, all right, okay, all right. Okay, all right, so what else? What about the hair?
Huh?
What about the hair?
I mean,
No, their hairstyles.
the thing I'm thinking about is the things I'm allowed to do back home, and
Yeah.
certain things I'd get whipped if I do it back home.
Okay.
So,
By
if-
your mom or your dad?
whoever's at home.
All right, okay, I got you. Dude,
So-
you gotta go home with an earring, man. I have an extra
pretty
one
much.
for you.
So
okay.
that's the only reason I'm thinking that. And generally, like when we come from India, at least, I mean, I'm biased.
Yeah.
I generally don't explore too much with shoes, also because I run. So Nikes is like pretty standard.
Yeah, your shoes, they're pretty,
Yeah,
pretty
I know.
Oh, how about these two here?
I'm clueless.
Clueless? Well,
Clueless.
what do you see, though? Take
Clueless.
a look.
I don't know.
Well, come up with something. You gotta come up with something.
I don't know.
Dude, you're Mr. Cosmopolitan, man. Like, come on, you gotta come up with something.
Yeah, but
Look at her.
yeah.
What do you to see her style here? What do you think?
They're both gorgeous human beings. I don't know how to stereotype them.
No, you're not stereotyping.
Yeah, I mean, like,
No, you're
Well,
not stereotyping.
essentially.
You're sociologizing. Look, there's sociologizing is when you take all the information that you have, okay, as much information you have about cultures around the world, okay, the things that you have observed, like you just say it, things that you said, right? The earring, this is stuff. This is
Yeah.
important information that many people wouldn't know that. This guy, would you know that in India, like guys aren't, you've got 2 earrings, right? Would you know that in India, yeah, you're probably not going to be wearing an earring. So he didn't know that, but you knew that.
I mean, I could be wrong.
No, well, you're
Very
not
well.
entirely wrong. You're less likely to, right? At
Prob-
least with your family.
Probably.
Okay, but you're sociologizing, so
Yeah. I mean, the only real reference I have are shoes.
yeah.
And, like, because, I mean, no offense intended, but, like, your drip is pretty similar. Like, at least to me. So, the only thing I can go off is your shoe and your, like, visage, if that's a word at all. So, if I had to guess, I would think that you're, I don't know.
So you're what? No, say it.
Yeah, but then I don't.
No, that he's American?
I initially thought he was American, but then now I'm thinking he might not be American. So I'm really not sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the fact that. Wait, what did you say?
Who do you think?
Okay.
Which one of these two is American?
So I mean, like just like watching them interact a little bit and like a little off like what they were wearing and just their gestures, like I won't ask her name because that might give it away, but like he's like giving daps and stuff, you know, that's like pretty American. And she's like very polite, like I think he complimented her and she kind of, you know, and that's I think, you know, people from Asian countries are very polite. I think that's typically, and he's dapping, he's, you know, I think so. I would guess he's the American just from that, yeah.
And these two?
Oh man, I got no idea. I'll go with his guess, which was he's American. Yeah, I trust him. Yeah.
All right, man. Go ahead. Why don't you don't say who's right, but just tell him who you are. I tell him where you're. No, tell him your name and your major.
Hey guys, my name is Parth Patra. Okay. Okay, my major might throw you off. I am a mechanical engineering major, and I'm from India, Delhi.
And are you gonna get beat up by your parents? Get smacked around for having an earring?
No, actually, my mother insisted this because there's kind of like a nerve in your left ear, which actually increases your brain capacity. So
God, dude, look at this.
that might
Just-
throw you
I
off,
just wanna
guys.
point out, I've got 5 earrings in my left ear. All right.
It's a body.
Dude, you need to get. What's your major, bro?
I'm material science and engineering.
Material science and engineering. You need an earring, my friend. All right. Okay, go ahead. Say hello. Or,
Hello.
all right, and tell them where you're from.
Hey guys, I'm Srijan Sharma. I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
My major statistics.
That's good enough. You
yeah.
got that. So you were both wrong there. All right. Go ahead, Mo. Let him hear you. Let him hear you speak.
My name's Lucas. I'm from South Philly. Yeah.
South Philly, like South Philly, my friend. All right.
Yes, the best part.
That's kind of. It's a little bit like it's kind of near Chennai, like, but you know. All
I think
right.
it's closer to Jersey. But
Yeah. All right. You caught the dab thing. All right. Go ahead.
My name is Victoria. I'm from South Korea.
And did you go to international school?
Yeah, I went to an international school.
Yeah, because you have like very Americanized accent, actually. Yeah. Okay. Dude, so listen. What did you learn about? You learn to be a little. What did you say that she was? What did you say about her? More polite, bro. You need to be more polite. Dude, let your Asian side emerge. Let your East Asian side emerge and be more polite.
Super Asian for an American person.
You know, hang on, speak it in like.
I think I'm really Asian for like an American person, but like, I don't know. You can only. If I don't have an accent, it's kind of. You know, like if I was up here and I sounded like Jackie Chan in Rush Hour, everyone would think I was Chinese. So.
Do you know any Chinese at all?
I know.
You don't
zero
even know
Chinese.
swear words?
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You gotta at least know one.
No.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I
maybe
just
not.
know when my parents start speaking another language, I should be scared.
Oh, is that it? All right. Awesome. Hey, well, listen. You were awesome. All right. So listen. This is like. I mean, this is not every case study that we do is a little bit different, but the biggest thing that we're doing is along the way having conversations that we typically wouldn't have and demonstrating something. And we're not going to do things in here that are going to get you canceled, right? And if you said something that maybe we, Nish and Jeff and I and Guy are saying like, I don't know if we should put that up. Maybe we would take it down. It would be just some quick thing that you said, and we're cool. But mostly it's rarely it doesn't happen. Yeah, it doesn't happen. And so this is it, y'all. Right? This is how we're rocking. So can I? So you're good. You can just stand up. You can stay up here for a second. Guy, can you introduce yourself and just say what you do here? And I want to introduce Nish.
Hello, I don't know how to speak English. I don't. Yeah, no. So I'm helping out Sam.
No, you're helping out the class.
Yeah, I'm helping out the class. I'm going to be the one running around giving you guys the mic if you guys want to have a question. I'm also the one that's giving you guys, once you decide to volunteer and you get the notification that you're volunteering, I'm going to be the one that's giving you the name tag. All right? So you're going to have to come to the front if you get the notification that you got the, that you're going to be volunteering. Otherwise, I'm going to be just telling you how to use the mic and the physical stuff. That's all I'm going to be doing. Also, for some reason, Sam decides to call me a different name each semester.
Yeah.
But you can call me whatever you want. I honestly don't care.
All right. And he just read 100 Years of Solitude over the break, so that's pretty cool. Nish, I'm going to introduce you next class. Izzy, just quickly, Hi,
I'm Izzy. Don't ask me about attendance. I can't do anything about that. Don't ask me about anything because I probably don't know.
Wait, what time is it, Izzy?
It's 4:17.
All right, you know that.
On
All
the
right.
track.
Izzy keeps us online, and Izzy is like really holding down the podium up here. There's a lot of stuff happening. So, does anyone have a question about the class for me? Question for me? Anything? We have a couple minutes. We go right to 4:20, by the way. That's tomorrow. Darnisha gets her own. She gets her own. No, they need to know, they need to really meet Darnisha. But Summer, can I introduce you? You'll be the last person because you need to know. This is Summer.
Hi, I'm Summer.
Here, stand back here. You're the class photographer, and also from South Korea, by the way. And the thing is, when you volunteer, like you got shots of all these people. Did you get shots from behind? Yeah. So Summer gets shots of everybody who volunteers, including, like, we like to get shots from behind. And so you have access to those photos. We'll show you how to get them. So it's kind of nice. A lot of people most people like to have a photo of themselves while they're volunteering. And she's an awesome photographer, so you get a really nice photo. Cool. Thanks, Summer. All right, y'all. So we will, thanks, everyone. We'll see you on Thursday. Thanks to you all. Wait. Can you give a round of applause to the volunteers? All right. Nice job.